Welcome back.
Here we are again.
Yes, we are.
Beautiful day here today.
Another cigar, right?
I've got, just so we're going to start here. I'm getting better at my average. I'm up to 4.
Yeah?
I'm up to 4.
Wow.
Now some of them are small, little.
That's all right.
Little Coronas, couple of them Union break
They
here and
count.
there.
This is
You
my
know-
second for today, but I imagine I'm still playing catch up with you.
Yeah. But no, sometimes I just do that small Union break, like if I'm running some errands
Yeah.
or running around, or like yesterday I had, and I forgot about it. I don't know. It's a great cigar, a really short smoke, a short story.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Really nice.
packs the flavor and punch and
You know what I had yesterday was one of the Liga Privada number 9 cornets. The 10 little cigars, like a cigarillo size.
yeah.
Man, great draw, great flavor.
But that short story, boy, that packs a lot of flavor and a little smoke. You know, maybe it's a 15-minute smoke, 20, depending on how fast or slow the smoker you are.
So
But-
let me ask you this: the cold draw on a cigar, right? So had lunch today with Tom down in St. Clair. Had a sharp Italian hoagie, right? And I never get anything on the cold draw. I lit up the new aging room Sonata that's going to be coming out, and it was like just spicy, peppery. Now, was it because of what I ate? Because I asked Tom, and he said no. He said that's not a characteristic of that cigar.
But everybody gets different things out of every cigar. But I don't get nothing on the cold draw. And I'll read, you read in the descriptions of cigars, or even, if you listen to some podcasts, and the cold draw, and the guy saying, like when you open a box of graham crackers and it's just the cracker dust at the bottom and just a smell.
I hate that.
I don't know.
Frosted Flakes this morning was all sugar.
The only thing I did get, and what the hell cigar was it I was smoking the other day? Because I always try to cold draw anymore. I never used to do it that much, but I try it all the time now, and I'm not getting it. But what
I
I
do
did
too.
get off the one, and I don't remember what cigar it was like a mold, like that moldy
Barnyard.
moldy.
They say
smell.
barnyard is a
No.
good thing. Like a
Well,
I
no,
don't
it's
know.
not good or bad. It didn't. The cigar wasn't moldy. But you ever, like, I'm trying to think what would be mold. Like, if you go in your basement after it rains and all, and you get that moldy mist.
Yeah, when you go in your
mildew.
grandmother's house and you
Yeah.
smell mothballs and you
Right.
decide to put them in your mouth.
But I
don't
did
know.
get that off it. But the cigar was good. It didn't. But that was the first time at the cold draw. But all this other stuff, and they're getting coffee and brown sugar and cayenne pepper, and I don't.
Not me.
Maybe it's all in our head. We're not.
I keep trying. I keep trying to get something on that cold draw, but I guess it's not going to happen overnight either.
No.
Right? And it's something that you got to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Right? You got to try to
Yeah.
really dial in on it.
Yeah.
But I'm
But here-
smoking this new 1935 Edición Diadema. I guess it's the sequel to the 1935 anniversary
Cristo?
cigar, Monte Cristo.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Starting out really nice, a lot more mild than the 1935. I'm not going to throw it away.
No.
Really
No,
good.
you're right.
It's actually really good. Not something I normally would go to, but I'm glad.
And I'm
that
going old school today. Butero Royal Vintage, 6x52.
I had to get that from a wholesaler named Tom Trella. They don't even make them anymore.
No, but
They do.
Did
They
I ever tell you how I got onto the Buteros?
No.
All right, so it's probably, I don't know, time goes by. It's at least 20 years ago. And our salesman at the time was Consolidated Cigar. It was called now Altaris, but
Right.
at the time it was Consolidated Cigar and all that. But they didn't own the brand. They own it now and make it now. But they used to make this cigar for a guy in San Antonio, Texas, I believe, or Houston, Texas, Michael Butera, which was a pipe guy.
Okay.
So he made pipes, this Michael Butera, and I guess he had 1 or 2 cigar stores, if I remember. And anyway, he blended his own, back in the 90s, and Consolidated Cigar made it for him. So Jim Fox said, it's a cigar you should really bring into your store. I think you could do well with it. Even though he didn't have nothing, they just made it. He wasn't selling it, but he was helping us out when we were first starting opening our store. We didn't know
That's a
exactly.
name. That's a blast from the past,
Right?
Jim Fox.
Remember Jim Fox?
Yeah.
I mean, he helped us out a lot. What a great guy.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what to carry, what to carry. You couldn't get a lot of stuff. There was a lot of junk out there.
Yeah.
So he was helping us out. He said, well, if he has them, and we'll open you up in his account. It's a really quality cigar. at the time, and that's how I started smoking. And at the time, I don't know if they still do or not, but they used to make them Maduro and a bunch of sizes. But I think
it's one size in the natural, one size in. I don't even know that they make the Maduro anymore.
But the Altadas then, I guess Michael, I don't know if he must have sold it to him or he went out of business or whatever happened.
Yeah.
But I still smoke these. Now this is, like, you won't smoke this. This isn't a cigar for you.
Right.
Because you're a heavy smoker. You like a stronger. But this is like, to me, a creamy butter.
I did smoke that new La Roma de Cuba, Connecticut, and I will smoke that one for a heavy smoker.
But that's a mild.
It's not a mild like that.
But I don't know how to, because I had that famous aroma, and I would describe it as, mild, easy smoker, but there was so much flavor in that, whatever in that blend or wrapper. But the Butera is just smooth, easy going, like mostly a morning smoke for me, or with coffee.
Yeah.
But it's like butter. It's creamy. Yeah. And everyone I describe that to
I am starting to smoke more Connecticut, so I'm going to have to give that a try. I might have to go in your humidor to get one, but...
Go ahead back there. I got a couple boxes there. But no, that's how I got onto this, and I always liked it. Yeah. But I know we put it in our stores a couple times. It's really not a...
It's not really... It's not a recognized name.
No, nobody knows it.
Especially if the consumer's going to be going for a mild cigar, they're going Ashton, they're going Perdomo, they're going with staple brands that they know.
Nobody ever heard of it.
Yeah.
But if they'd hear the story and give it a shot, and that's it. I wouldn't have never thought of trying this if Jim wouldn't have said, give this cigar a shot.
Side note on Perdomo, I got a call from Nicholas Perdomo III the other day. The third, right? So we're going to be one of their accounts when they release the Perdomo 30th anniversary.
When's that coming this year?
Coming this fall, yeah. So very select, limited amount of retailers. It's going to be available in different sizes. One wrapper, I believe. Not a lot of details coming out, but that's just something that we're excited about here.
That's good. So we talked a little bit about, the cold draw and all. How about the retrohaling? That's something I try at times, boy, but I just can't get used to doing it. But they say you're going to get a lot of flavor.
I can do it, and all it does is hurt.
Yeah, it burns.
There's no other benefit. There's no other benefit than it burns.
But they say you get a lot of sensitivity there is so
I smoke full body, spicy pepper cigars, right? Mm-hmm. So the retrohale enhances that. It burns. It burns. I mean, sometimes it's enjoyable, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm concentrating on trying to do it, I end up inhaling.
I do the same thing, because it's not an inhale. If you just think of it, you just swallow and breathe out your nose.
Yeah.
And but it takes a while. But you're right. You got to think. But I guess we don't do it enough, and you're thinking about it too much.
No, and it's not something that you're going to do every time you take a draw on your cigar. Exactly. It's maybe every 7 or 8, just to kind of get that little bit of taste. That's not something that you're going to do all the time.
No, not at all.
Not at all. What do you think? You think Stroud's going to make it to the pizza tonight?
Yeah, that's what we're going to say. Order later and later.
We got a couple sides.
Just keep ordering later.
That's a great idea. I hope he's not watching it.
You can do that.
That's terrible, but that's a great idea.
Yeah. A couple, I don't know if it was the last episode or the last podcast we did, or a couple, and we talked about, people we met and places we've got just because of cigars, and probably was our first really thing that we never got to meet. That time we went to the Big Smoke and we met Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
When he was the mayor, I think he was the mayor of New York at the time.
Yes, he was. We almost couldn't see him because of the amount of smoke in that room. Mm-hmm. And we were kind of doing what he was doing. We were kind of trying to take a little breather.
Well, what it was, I remember, now that was a long time. I don't know how long. But that was so long ago. It was the Big Smoke at, I don't know what hotel, banquet room in New York City.
Yeah.
And that's when it was hot. I don't know. We haven't been to one since. And I don't know. There was thousands of people there. So you go in thousands, you get your cigars, and then you try and find a place to sit and smoke and relax. But it was so crowded. Me and Mike, we went, found a couple of steps at the back of the room against the railing in the corner. And we were just
behind. It was behind a vendor that was there.
And we just sitting there, and then he walks up behind us.
Yeah. You mind if I sit here? Yeah. We're sitting on a step. You can too.
Yeah. But it was funny because I think at the time he was married to, can't remember her name, that was from Hazleton.
Yeah,
That was
so
his
we
wife.
had the Hazleton connection.
Yeah, so when he
such a small world,
right?
man. Such a small world.
But that was, and he was, I mean, we talked to him for a few minutes there and all, and he was cordial. But I forgot to bring that up the last
Yeah,
time
that
we
was
talked
still
about
that
it.
was still after. It was like maybe an hour or two after we sat down and had the Camacho Corojo diploma at De La Concha and almost fell flat on our face.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how strong it was. Yeah, we were beginners, but not
Real
anymore.
beginners.
Yeah,
Now I could handle it. I know you got to smoke it slower and take your time with it.
yeah, you learn a lot. But
Before
look
it
at
blows
this,
your
this
head off.
beautiful construction on this guy.
That's burning nice.
Yeah, you want to bang?
Yeah, that's one thing you don't
We
do.
went over this in the
Yeah,
previous
you know.
podcast, so pay attention.
Because taking one bang, you get, you
I
know,
was just testing you.
No.
I wanted to see.
No, you ain't passing that around. But another one. Now this started when I first lit the Butera here. I don't know what you call it. Burning a little crooked. One side wasn't. Most of the times they'll correct themselves, but I noticed you can't keep hitting it with the flame. You just gotta
Yeah.
let it catch up on its own.
Yep.
And smoke it slow, and it did. It evened itself out.
Sometimes what I do, and I had a little bit of that issue earlier today, and you know, guys complain about this all the time. You know, it's really not a big deal, guys. I mean, all I did is I hit it with a little bit of heat, not the flame, but a little bit of heat, and then I actually knocked the ash off and the
knock it
part
off.
that wasn't burning, and it corrects itself.
Yeah.
You got to be a little creative, you know.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. It's a handmade product. It's going to happen.
But either that or sometimes you do if you blow out as a cigar too.
Yeah.
You blow out some of the whatever's blocking it up and
Yep.
blow it out, and then give it a couple of minutes.
Yeah, because
you know,
that's pretty
even out.
much what's going on. Is you're trying to correct the combustion rate of all those different tobaccos inside the cigar. So,
Yep.
hey, you win some, you lose some. You know, but
Cut your losses after a while sometimes and move
Yep.
on to your next one.
Yep, and continue to enjoy that cigar. Well, what do you say? You ready to go in there and
We're ready
compete?
for a poker.
We're going to
I'm ready.
compete.
Yes, we are.
All right. Till next
Next
time.
time.
Thanks for joining us.